Yeah, I'm gonna be on my desk, but yeah, let's just clean this up and I'm just gonna be on the desk. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. What is going on, guys? Let me I made another poll for you guys. I'm not sharing my screen yet. I mean, there's really nothing to see. I don't even have really any of the charts up, but I'm gonna do another poll. I made some more polls for you guys. Today, I really wanted to talk about confirms and what I look for confirms, and then I want to see what you guys are doing for confirms, and then like we can just work together and everybody can improve. So I hope that sounds good to you guys. First of all, I'm just gonna launch this poll. I want to know how your guys' week was. It's really fun doing these with you guys. I'm thinking about maybe doing 2 a week, but anyways, I just want to know how your guys' week was doing. I'm ready to learn with you guys. I'm ready to teach. What's really cool about Forex is sometimes you forget something. So as questions arise and as you know, you just continue learning new things, and as I'm teaching or as I'm explaining things, sometimes I myself even like remember something, because you can never know everything in these charts, and when you do, it's very easy to forget some things too. So that's why studying more than you trade is really important. But anyways, I just wanted to see how you guys' week was doing. So a lot of people's good week, good. A little bit of terrible week. I'm sorry. Let me know why it was terrible. Send me a message. All right, I'm gonna close this poll. Here's our next poll. All right, we got some price action, higher time frame. Perfect. There's no right or wrong answer. I mean, I guess there's one wrong answer. If you pay for signals, I'm glad it's still at 0%. I'm glad it's at 0%. EMA's indicator, cool. So more, I'm getting more 50% ish for higher time frame price action. That's good. There's no real right or wrong, but there's more than one ways to basically trade. So I use EMAs, not all the time. I prefer more naked charts, also because if you're looking at a chart on TradingView, either on your cell phone or on the internet, when you have the EMAs on the screen, like it kind of like zooms in more and more because it's adding more things on the screen, so it's just harder to see stuff. But anyway, so I'm getting okay. So I mean, at least the majority of people are like on higher time frame price action, of course, higher time frame. I should have put in there. I don't know what price action is. That could have been good for me. Anyways, I'm gonna close the poll. Let me go to the chat box. Could somebody put like a wave hand? Somebody do something. Or question at least. I want to like. Can you guys all see the screen? Like raise your hand if you can see the screen. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. No, I don't want to see this poll. I still get confused to this day on how to work this freaking GoToWebinar, but I really like it. It's really cool. I'll go to questions pane. Here we go. All right. So, all right, let's just dive into it. Send me in some questions. Like what pairs you guys want to go over? What do you guys, want me to just go straight for it? You guys want me to just go straight into like what I look for confirms, It's going to be a lot of the same stuff. You know, let me go to Eurojappy today, and I'm just going to give you, because I traded EJ, I'm just going to give you an idea of conference, but let me get some more questions. If I see any questions in here, kind of what's going on. I'm not getting a single question here. I cannot believe it. There's a bunch of ghosts in this. I don't know if you guys, are you guys attending, or is there ghosts? Oh, there we go. Okay. Can we go over GJ? Yep. I'll go over GJ. We got UJ. I'm having trouble confirming trend. All right. Let me put this up on the screen. That's a really good thing. I am having trouble. My gosh. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's a very common thing many people go through. Even experienced traders can, like, there's times when I trade where I don't have confirm, price is probably consolidating, so I just don't trade. But having trouble confirming trend is good. So let me take off everything and let's just go naked. All right. What is that? What's in here? Okay. Oh, this is the, yeah. You could open them. Sometimes they get faked out. Any recommendations? Yes, that's another good one. You guys are gonna get your mind blown when you get this answer. Sometimes I get faked out. Any recommendations? Good, very good. So I recently, because I'm getting a lot of people that are saying UJ. So that's primarily like all I trade. But I think a lot of you guys probably know who Sam is on Instagram. It's like Sam Wu. It's really weird. It's really cool. Phenomenal trader. But I had recently messaged him and I was like, man, you're just crushing every chart now. And he said something that was so like profound to me, because the main pair I've been trading forever is just UJ. And he says, Kyle, when you learn price action, you can just trade anything. And it's so true. It's so true. When you understand that higher time frame plus, like how I read the charts with the market structure, higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows, etc. You can trade anything you want. So with my trading plan, it's around those specific times that I will go over with you guys. No more on 2-1. Yeah. Oh yeah, you want some more confirms? Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Confirms on 2-1, 2-2. I like that question a lot. Can we look at gold and GJ? Yeah, let me write that up here too, just because I don't want to forget. I'll move these around so they don't look so strange. What else we got? How can I write a question? You're doing it right now. It just goes privately. It's not like Zoom where you can all have a huge chat room. I think I might do Zoom too. Just, I don't know. Send to all. I want everybody to see. Looking at you, do you look at daily candle for direction or 4 hour for directional trend? I get stopped out by retracements. It depends on the time of the day. Sometimes in the day I'm going to be I in particularly care about the daily candle more when the new daily candle opens, because I'm looking for wick fills, continuation. That's if I'm trading the morning New York session, I don't typically care as much what the daily looks like. But on some pairs, you may be on like a major resistance or support, so be aware of pullbacks. So I like this for now. This is good. I'm going to put away the questions board so I can make my screen large, and then let's go straight into tackling these. All right, give me 1 second. All right, let me make sure that okay. So if you guys sent a question right now, I'm not going to be able to see it. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to touch on is what I did today. So this will probably answer a lot of these questions over here. Not, of course, gold and GJ, but like with confirms, entries, because today I really want to talk about confirms. All right. This morning, this morning, the first thing I do, of course, when I wake up, my alarm goes off at 5:30. The way that I trade with the strategy that I've kind of came up with for myself is market should take you less than like 30 seconds really for me to say I know where price is going right now. So the way that I'm able to do this is I get up at 5:30, and then of course I have pairs that I can trade. What I'm doing is New York session opens up at 5 o'clock. For the majority of each week, at least to midweek towards the end, but every week there's usually going to be some form of news even at 5:30. So 5:30 is a really huge time that there's red news for the US dollar. But what I care about is there's sometimes a pre-push. Like today was a major pre-push on a lot of pairs, which started at around 5:30 to the next 15-minute candle. Like around 5:45, many pairs were pushing hard. So it was making like a pre-push to the 10 o'clock candle, right? For the 6 a.m. 4-hour candle. So what I've always been taught by people like Ted, Rakeel, and other traders, but just as a new trader when I was just starting to get used to things, these specific things stuck into my brain, right? Is do not trade the first hour of New York session. The reason that I've learned why is because the new 4-hour candle opens at 6 a.m. This is my time. So wherever you guys are, you factor it in, right? This is what my time is, UTC. If you guys don't use TradingView, start using TradingView, honestly. But if you go down to the UTC at the bottom, you get to choose, of course, like where you're at, right? So I'm getting up. My alarm wakes me up at 5:30, and the things that I'm checking for is the first thing I do is I go straight to the 4-hour candle, and I have certain pairs open. Okay, I've got 6 a.m. 4-hour candle, right? I've got 10 a.m., right? I've got 2 p.m. So 2 p.m. is really significant, my time, because this is the new daily. So knowing that this 2 p.m. is the new daily, you can also figure out in your time zone where your daily is, and you can figure out this, because there are 6 4-hour candles in one day, right? 2 p.m., right? 6 p.m., 10 p.m., and then I'm not trading at 2 a.m. That's the new, and then it goes back to 6 a.m., right? So when I'm getting up, the first things that I'm looking for is straight to the 4-hour candle, right? Because we have 6 a.m. I know not to trade the 30 minutes prior, but with the way that I trade, there sometimes is like a pre-push. Sometimes price is just setting up nice, and there's usually always a push at that 4-hour candle first thing in the morning. So I'm just very aware of a few things. So 6 a.m. is a very critical time, in my opinion. So this morning I woke up, I did not see anything I liked, so I did not trade. I did not trade until later on. Let me move all these over. I just realized that it's going to be heinous, right? Oh, you know what? I'm so doomed. All right. So we wake up first thing in the morning, and here is your 4-hour candle that left off on EJ, right? So definitely continuation of momentum. I just didn't like anything on EJ because I personally did not get into the pre-sales. I was looking at too many pairs, and I didn't know where price was going. I was tired. I did not trade. But then I'm going to look up. I've got EJ, I've got UJ, I've got EU, I've got GJ, I have GU. That's pretty much it. I don't trade GJ as much as I've started to trade EJ. EJ, in my opinion, moves much smoother than GJ, but just as volatile as GJ. So like GJ basically, in my opinion, pays out harder if you're going for a calculation of more pips during a push than many other pairs. EJ is one that I have adopted into my trading plan, and it's very nice. So this strategy that the way that I trade with these 4-hour candles it works on any pair, but of course many pairs will just move more volatile at certain times, right? So anyways, I wake up, right? I'm looking at all these pairs. I didn't see anything that I liked on EJ. I didn't see anything I liked on UJ personally, and I was tired, so I went back to sleep. However, so here is UJ first thing in the morning, right? For me, look how big of a fake out this could have been. Just a continuation of trend, right? Continuation of trend. Huge possible fake out. I didn't trade UJ today. I didn't trade any of the other pairs, but I'm going straight to EJ because I did trade EJ today. So the first thing, of course, that's going on is I didn't know where price was going. If we're going to look at the pre-push, for an example, like off that 15-minute time frame, this is literally the pre-push is the time like that I wake up. So if you can see, here is 5:15, right? Here's the first hour. These 4 candles are the first hour of, or right before the 4-hour candle open. And so you can see what price was doing. So we have, this is also ties into the 2-2 confirms. So if we have like a highest point possible, you can see how this trend was pretty nice, like bullish for this time being. This was for a good period of the day. Anyways, we hit like a highest point possible, right? So then let's go into lower low, because now what have we done? We have broken past this recent support. See this resistance then turned support, right? Now we have a lower low. This is a lower low because we broke this. We broke this support here, and it really broke through. So this, when we have huge rejections like this, in particularly, like I'm not trading at 3 o'clock in the morning, but you can see like when you have huge engulfing like this, checking out where those zones are, and then you can see this is what sparked and created the 2-1. It made a 2-1 confirm at this time of the day, right? So the way that this becomes a 2-1 confirm is we have a break of support. So this is 1, right? The highest point. The ways that you're going to really have a 2-1 are going to be because you're going to have the highest point or the lowest point. Price is going to come back to retest. You can see how price turned this. It was turning into the support, but then backed up here. It fails to break. We're looking for a fail of break. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. We're looking for a fail to break. And when we have an engulfing candle like this, that's a very good signal for that. But what do we have? Pullback. We have a lower high. Now we have 2-1 confirm. Right? This becomes 1, 2, 1. For going down, this becomes 2, right? And then it's going to pull back and make it, and that becomes 2-2 confirm for basically like trend change. So once you usually get into a 2-2, it's pretty confirmed that we're going in that direction. Doesn't have to go forever. Price never has to keep going. So sometimes it'll be like, it'll just make a push and then go directly back. So always keep that in mind. But when you have these 2-2, you're going for another push. So what do we have? This is 2-2 confirm. These are things that I did not pay attention to be honest with you guys, because I was half asleep when I woke up this morning. I was really tired. Analyzing certain things like this, when you look back, of course, you're like, oh, there's the big picture. But when I don't know exactly where price is going, I choose to stay out. But this is 2-2 confirm. We're going down, right? So my alarm is going off at 5:30, literally in this time. If I was patient enough, so let's go back to one of the other questions. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh, this is a joke. Now when I go to another one, it's just going to keep moving, huh? Obviously. Sometimes I get faked out. Any recommendations? The answer that I'm going to tell you guys for this, that's it, literally. If you guys were wondering what you can do to improve any trading, is just patience. Literally, that's the only thing you're missing from your trading style is patience. The only competition you have in this market is yourself. Sometimes you make a mistake. Sometimes you misanalyze, you take a loss, so what? You keep trading, right? But just patience. Many times if I'm taking a loss, it's because of I'm not waiting for literally one 15-minute candle. It's happened so many times. It's just patience. If I would have just had a little bit more patience, only looking at EJ, my problem this morning was I was looking at EJGU, I was looking at many different pairs, and everything was moving. Everything made a nice pre-push this morning. So I'm getting all confused. I said I am staying out because it just confused me. I was too tired, so I went back to sleep. Anyways, we have more breakup structures. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. Right, 2-2, another lower high or lower low, another lower high. You can see how the structure. This is how the market will move. When the market is in momentum, we will have lower lows and lower highs if it's bearish, higher highs and higher lows if we're bullish. So I wake up. I'm up around 8 o'clock. I finally got up around 8 o'clock. I get up at 8 o'clock. There's never a missed opportunity. I first said, I woke up, I said, okay, well, what is this crazy doji looking thing that's about to be formed? We're going to go straight down. That was my first initial instinct was, what's the higher time frame and what are the sell possibilities, right? But I was looking at this 15-minute time frame. I was getting ready for sales. But then what do? You wait till candles close. I waited till a 5-minute candle closed, and it was game over. The only thing I did wrong was not stack more money. That's it. What do we have on the lower time frame? We have, of course, another lower low. This is on the 5 minutes. So this example is actually, I'm just going to show you this, and I'm going to go to the 15-minute because we end up having 2-1. But my entries were directly when I was awake, around 8:15-ish after spread. You can see price is just sitting on this. After we have what? Lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. You see how we're just making higher highs and higher lows? We're going up. We are going up, right? So my initial instinct on 15-minute time frame is, okay, I'm getting ready for sales, but I waited. The next thing that you have to pay attention to, and this was the other thing that once my eye saw it, I said, we're going straight up, is our 2-1 confirm. This is an overall lower high, but it becomes a higher high for a 2-1 because we have broken this. You see how we've broken this? So if we fail to break this, where are we going? Up. Now, before any of this noise, most importantly, you also have to recognize zones, right? So if we look at the 15-minute, of course, zones ahead of time are always necessary to be drawn up. So one would have been like this. You're always looking left. I'm looking left here now, right? Look what it becomes. Without even looking at this, just look left. You can see it became that, right? Solid zone. If we want to look on the main zones that I'm drawing up are on the 4-hour, the 1 hour, and the daily. The 15-minute is more for the real minor zones. Just when I'm scalping, just other destinations to go to. Give me 1 second. Can you go downstairs? Go let the dog in. Hold on 1 second. I have an important text message. Yeah. Can you call Jem? Can you FaceTime? Thanks, dude. Okay. So let's look at 1 hour. Let's look at 4-hour first. So we can really see what's going on the 4-hour, right? Lower low, higher high, higher low, 2-1 on this major, right? But my zones are really going to be drawn up, of course, on the 4-hour. Right here with B1. That huge major zone, right? The next destination, and look at this wick range area that it goes to. Anyways, go to the 1 hour. The 1 hour higher highs, higher lows, right? It's making, this is 2-2 confirm on the 1 hour time frame. A little harder to spot, but you can see the rally, retest, retest. Let's go back to the 15-minute time frame. Like I've told you guys in the other webinar and the webinars I say most of the time, if I'm buy bias or if I'm sell bias, in this case, very buy bias from the setup, it was a perfect 2-1. You can see we hit the major support, break of structure. Sometimes this won't break. Sometimes it might be up here. It might be below, but then it'll fail to break here. Boom. It'll do the same thing. So not every time will price break the recent area, but you can see with the 2-1 confirm, we have 2-1 first thing in the morning. My buys are here. My stop loss is below the wick range area. Okay, that's the risk to reward, of course. Now, what does price end up doing? New higher high. New higher low, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2 confirm bullish structure, right? What do we have? New higher high. Many people are, especially people that I trade more personally with, they're having a hard time understanding when the pullback is done or not. So if you have a super strong, like look at the momentum, we have 2-2 confirm, right? This is a perfect pullback. This is a perfect looking pullback for this momentum shift, right? Even here, strong engulfing, and what does it do? It just makes another lower high, right, to continue going down. So knowing when to enter off of these things, all is really going to be determined by mostly your higher time frame, but then the momentum, the size of candles. Look at the length of these candles. Each look at how deep this is. I'm not really paying as much attention to these in particularly, but what I'm mostly focusing on is that higher time frame. That's really my main focus. But there's other things that you can also consider when you're looking at the momentum. So let me go to the 1 hour time frame, and let's get a little bit of a better idea of what's going on entering like 1 hour after. So you can see that after we hit this major zone, right, what do? We leave off, you know, this is a pretty strong rejection, a retest and then launch, right? Continuation of momentum, retest and then launch, right? Huge continuation of momentum. We have on the 1 hour another potential 2-1. The whole idea though is that this is a pretty strong. Let's look at the we have Asian Open coming soon. Potential wick fill here on the 4 hour. I would not have taken this trade just because of the actual setup that this looks like it could be a rejection to keep going up north a little bit. Let's see where the daily just opened, right? Now, the daily candle here can be another lower high. We can have another lower high to keep going down. So this actual area is not something that's like clean to me. A potential wick range area will be here, right? Up into this wick range area. Asian market opens in 30 minutes. So there might be a possibility that it's going to be going bullish because Asian market is usually always bullish, right? But my thought processing for the morning is every single morning I'm ready to go, usually at 5:30. It should take no longer than a few seconds to really get an idea of where the market's going. That's just the way that I trade. I'm not just some crazy guru, but it's something that I've noticed is when you're trading this 4 hour momentum push and you're trading these momentum pushes on every 4 hours, you potentially have an opportunity. Keep in mind that these pushes usually happen in the beginning of a candle. They happen in the beginning. Just boom, your profits are there within 2 15-minute candles. You're in and you're out. scalp the swing, do whatever else that you want. But the 4-hour momentum pushes are literally life changing in the Forex markets, especially if you're trading wick fills. I mean, a 4-hour wick fill, if you made a trading plan only 4-hour wick fill, you can make whatever money you want. As long as you make the right analysis on a 4-hour wick fill and confidently stack your entries, you will make a lot of money trading. That's the only promise I can make you in the Forex markets. 4-hour and daily wick fills. But the 4-hour momentum is working with another potential. Oh, what do we have here? Also a potential 2-1 confirm here, or this would actually be more 2-2, right? On the 4-hour time frame. We already know that Asian session is usually bullish. We have 30 minutes until Asian session, right? Let's look at the currency. I haven't even touched on the currency strength meter yet. The currency strength meter is literally a cheat sheet. It's a golden cheat sheet if you use it correctly. Nothing. I mean, bank holiday today. Don't expect too much crazy stuff even to go on. Euro can just shoot up out of nowhere. It's really strong compared to the Japanese yen still right now. But I'm staying out. I've done my trade today. These are just potential ideas at what can happen. 2-1 here. To me, this is not clear confluence. So I don't trade. I would rather let this candle like finish up here or finish down here and get more confirm and try later. So you have another, after this candle opens, another 4 hours. So it's going to be 1 hour after Nikki. So this is why I like the beginning of the 4-hour candles. You let price do the work for you, and then you get in off of confident entries, right? I'm going to go to USD Jappy right now. On USD Jappy, I want to see what happened this morning. Just fake out after fake out. But USD Jappy made a pre-push this morning. I do remember it. Right here. GJ actually was, I was watching GJ, like, I already have the zones up. Oh, what zone is this? This is huge. That must be that's on the daily for sure. Sorry. I didn't like that. Yeah, this was on the daily, 100%. Actually. Anyways, what did, we already know the early in the morning. Okay. White, 5:30, I'm up. Look at how, this is pretty gnarly engulfing this here. If anybody was trading that beginning. I don't know what made it do this, but it was crazy. UJ ends up hitting a pretty major zone. This is a pretty major demand zone here that anything's gonna go, right? Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. My family member's on his way over. What do we have here? We have high. We end up having what, 2-1? We have lower low. Lower high. For 2-1 in a pretty solid zone, right? This is a major 2-1 comp from here. Tons of rejection, super engulfing with a follow-up, pretty strong rejection. And this is, look what time this is. This is literally right at 6. Like right at 6. Trading with a little bit of patience, right by 7 o'clock, right? Just trading with a little bit of patience. So not understanding or struggling with the confirmations on trend, just patience, a little bit of patience. Look at what patience ended up doing on UJ's 15-minute time frame. We end up having a 2-2 confirm, right? Right? We end up having 2-2 confirm. So having a little bit of patience, looking at these charts, USD Jappy had a really nice morning. We had a crazy pre-push, right? When I was looking at everything, when I woke up, I looked at UJ, I started looking at other pairs, and everything was just moving. I kept going to another pair, and boom, it was moving, boom, it was moving. I just stayed out. For me, I just stayed out. I was half tired, didn't want to deal with it, couldn't deal with it, but it was a very, very nice morning for those of you who potentially traded GJ, or UJ, excuse me. 2-1, 2-2, confirm, right? What did I say earlier? I said not every time is it going to just keep going, right? What did it do? We end up having 2-2, but look at what the 2-2's push ended up being. There's not really much more when you're scalping that you can do, taking 9 pips home bagged, right? Liquidity, close below, launch. 2-2, confirm, right? Price never keeps going. Obviously, price never keeps going, understanding your supply and your demand. 2-2 confirm, UJ this morning. Let's look at GJ. Another one called perfect wick fill this morning. I think I actually saw a lot of people on Instagram are posting this. First of all, let's go to 4 hour. 4 hour. Continuation of momentum was here, right? Let's see what a pip count was. 13 pips on a straight at 6 a.m. push, but ends up hitting to make another higher low to launch, right? Let's see what it did though. Oh wait, my purpose of going to the 4 hour was to draw up our zones. Pretty significant zone here that it just barely came and tapped. Okay. Did continuation of trend for that 6 o'clock reject. But let's look at early in the morning. Early in the morning, what do we got? This is obviously 3. Nobody's trading at 3. I'm not trading at 3. That's for dang sure. Maybe if you're in the UK or Europe somewhere. We've got huge continuation of trend, right? What do we do? Break this support. I guess we can move it up. I would have made it right here though. Break of support, huge break, huge break. Look how wild GJ is. GJ is so wild. Right for New York Open, boom. Wick to fill, 530, boom. Look at this huge broke support, huge wick to fill, right? What was that? First thing in the morning. Huge 2-1 confirm. If you wanted to put some EMAs, let's see. It just major fake out, but for those trendline gurus, pretty gnarly trendline. There's our potential of breakout, right? It's either going to break up or it's going to break down. Huge, huge breakout structure. And then what does it do? Lower high, 2-1 confirm, first thing in the morning, right? 2-2, first thing in the morning for the 6 a.m. push. Just this is the more beautiful entry right here. Like every single pair just did a gnarly pre-push, right? Look at this wick to fill. That's huge. In 15 minutes, all your profit for the day is done, right? Pull back. What does it ultimately go? 25 pips and 30 minutes into the new 4 hour candle. Within two 15-minute candles. It's just these pairs like GJ, EJ, they move so many pips. It's unbelievable. Anyways, we have what? Let me get rid of a couple of these. I just can't stand the way charts end up looking with too many EMAs on the screen. We have first thing in the morning. Here's your pre-push. Here's by 5:30. Boom. 2-1 confirm. We know that that 4-hour candle probably has got a push, but then what does it do? Okay. We break. See, this didn't break this. We did break this kind of structure here. These are things that I'm looking for, that I'm paying attention to. This area here. This area here, right? Another nice zone. Where was that zone at? Let's go back and take a look. Was this for? No, it was the daily one, wasn't it? Did we do it off the daily? Or did I not do it on, I don't think I did on any of these pairs. I don't know how I did it, honestly. Oh, it's off the 4-hour. You can clearly see all these little things are getting in the way of my eyesight. Right? Higher high, higher low. There's 2-1. Here's 2-2. Actually, 2-2's here. Real nice. Right here. Boom. So where are we going? We're going here. We're going to blow past there. Of course, we're going here. These are all better zones to have drawn up on like the 1-hour time frame, etc. But the 15-minute is really showing you those profit target areas. Right? So what time did I trade? By 8. It was by 8. It was the same thing on GJ. Same exact thing on GJ as it was on EJ. Just major support, higher high, higher low. This is a lower high. Still could have probably called this higher high. Like this. For 2-2, confirm. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Just major continuation of trend. Right? Even getting in right off of this push, look how many pips it goes up. Putting a buy entries on even on this higher low here and saying, well, my stop loss is down here, right? This could have been another potential wick to go refill, but it didn't. Even buys here, like this is too deep of a stop loss. You're probably not going to hit that stop loss, even putting buys on the pullback. Even if you put buys here and you bought the freaking resistance, it was a 6 pip, 7 pip drawdown compared to 17 pip take profit. The risk to reward is so great. Was so great. What did price do again? So if you're looking for higher highs and higher lows, if you're looking for these things, maybe draw it out. Draw it out as it's happening. See what happens. Say, hey, I'm waiting for price not to break this structure. And then just wait. Maybe there's not clear confirm yet. And then what does it do? It closes here. And then, oh shoot, look at what it did again. It pulls back. Well, it failed to break again. Now it breaks all the structures. Now it makes a nice pullback. Really clean pullback. Just for a I'm out of here type setup. Just having a little bit more patience. So if you're trading, one thing I really learned from Uncle Ted was he trades for 2 hours a day. That's primarily how he trades. From the same time, same session, every single time that he trades, right? So if you're giving yourself a 2-hour window, that means you can wait 1 hour for confirm. This is something I struggle with sometimes as well. This is something a lot of people still struggle with, no matter what. It's just patience. No matter what, is patience. It's one thing everybody can work on a lot more. Everybody makes an oopsie. Everybody makes a little wrong of an analysis every once in a while. It's normal. Don't beat yourself up too much if you end up having a little bit of a hiccup. But look at what GJ ends up doing. And we know that where that new 4-hour candle was here, not clean, ends up being clean, but not something I would have traded depending on what that 4-hour time frame looked like. But look at where these zones are at. One thing about GJ and any pair that has the GBP or the euro in it, it's gonna usually have a pretty volatile push in that last hour going into concluding the London session. They're trying to get that last little push in. So that's right during New York session open, just a little bit afterwards. They're going to have that nice little institutional push. And look at where it was. Boom. Another higher high, higher low for continuation of momentum, right? Huge. I would not have taken the trade at 10 o'clock probably. Would have waited, because what did we have here? We had bullish and now closed. Now it's a huge potential here that we're going to continue going down, or we're going to go up too. Or it might just do another little fake out. It's just a real big consolidation range because it is news today, right? We have a holiday. What do we have? Asian New Year, bank holiday for China, right? Chinese banks will be closed. There is a festival, right? Bank holiday. What is it? It's President's Day, right? So what do we have? A day that is probably not that smart to trade, but you can still trade. There was no clear confluence. Right now, I would not take anything. I would not take anything. This is not clear. I'd rather wait for at least one more breakout, one more direction, and it will probably have confirm by 1 hour after Nikki open. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be 10 o'clock the next 4 hour after. But if you base your trades around those very specific times, you can widen your horizons on a trading plan and make it easy on yourself. When I'm tired in the morning, sometimes I say, hey, like my trading plan is very relaxed. If I don't see what I like, I don't trade, but I know we've got the next 4 hours, then the next 4 hour, then the next 4 hour on how many pairs? UJ, GU, EJ, C, like any pair you can dream of. You can trade everything based off of the 4 hour time frame. And eventually you just have pure confirm where I'm going to get in now. Becomes less risk. The risk becomes your mind and what you're stacking and how you're doing it and your exit plan, right? Anybody can enter, but knowing when to close and when to exit is huge. Is huge. What do we have on GJ? Potential lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. A lot of empty room to retest. A lot of room to go back to, right? I don't like any of it. This looks like it could potentially be we're going down. But then look how strong this support is. Like, just going from supply to demand, we can go right back up here. We can fail. We can go wherever we want. I don't like the way that this looks. I do not like the way that it looks. This looks like I would enter off of a 2-1 that we're going down. But then if we fail to break this, where are we going? Probably up. But then we might fail to break that again, so we're going down. And it doesn't have that nice of a consolidate. Oh, whoa, where did this all come from? I had it hiding. Not even a nice. These wicks are not long enough for consolidation. We'll probably consolidate for longer. It doesn't have enough wicks. We need to probably come down here, go back, maybe come up here and make more of a wick consolidation range before it breaks out. That's what I would assume. It's a bank holiday, obviously. It's going to just chill. Pairs are just chilling. They did a nice push in the morning. Now they're just chilling. Really nice pushes. What are some other pairs? Let's look at gold. I haven't looked at gold in a little while. Haven't traded gold in a little while. Let's see what gold's doing. Whoa, whoa. I literally have no clue how I just did that. Is everything Zoom? No. I gotta exit out. Sorry, guys. You guys didn't know you're coming to a clown show, did you? Am I still zoomed? Nope. Was I saying? I was saying gold, right? Okay. What do we have for gold? So I'm just going to show you very simply gold at, oh, I have some zones drawn up already. At that 6 o'clock time or the 4-hour time, right? Just the 4-hour time. Let's check out gold for the 4-hour time. All right. So we wake up first thing in the morning, right? What do we got? Is it, oh, they're right here. Let's look at back here. This was nice. When was this? The 16th was Friday, huh? Yeah. Look at last Friday. Look how we finish off. So we got first thing in the morning. We've got 20. Here's after. Huge rejection. I really don't even want to go draw the zone up. I'm just big. Touching somewhere, right? What do we got? Major rejection. Major first thing in the morning, gold, real big rejection. First thing in the morning, right? Or excuse me. Yeah, first thing in the morning. Super sell bias. So this is actually a really good example for me to talk about, because if we're really sell bias, a good thing to know is where a good stop loss is going to be. I place my stop losses, if I'm biased, around the most recent support or resistance, right? So we are pretty sell biased. So if by 6, if I'm taking sells around this area for that bias pullback or that bias push, right? Where's my stop loss going to be? If I'm taking sells anywhere here, my stop loss is going to be up probably above this wick right here. I'm going to look for the most recent wick range areas, either here or here to be safe, right? These are where your wick range areas are going to be for stop loss. So let's say we enter sell right around this 530 area because it did make a really nice confirm. Let's look at the confirm again. Lower lows, lower highs. Lower lows and lower highs work on any time frame. Any time frame. I don't know why I'm doing it that way. I could just clone it. Lower lows, lower highs, right? Tons of lower lows and lower highs. All right, that's fine. You guys can get the picture. Because first thing in the morning, that's what we really care about, right? I'm gonna move it. I think I moved it from over here, didn't I? I did. So what do we have? 333, blah blah blah. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Two, confirm, lower high, lower low, lower high. We are really just pushing in a bearish trend. You can see that. Clearly, we can see that. Gold doesn't always move just like this smooth, where it's like, oh, that's so easy to read. Wow. It's not very often that we just move very nice like this. As you can see, look at, we're all over the place. We're all over the place. Here we have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We've got it right here a little bit, right? But it's very rare that price is just going to be clean like this. We can all agree on that. So what do we got? Where's 530 at? Boom. I'm waking up around here. I've got sell positions going with where's my stop loss? My stop loss is around here. I'm going to label it. You know, I always mess up on where the arrow is, to be honest. That's why I moved it out. We got a stop loss range. What else do we have? We have take profit range wherever. This is going to be off that higher time frame, obviously. Your 1 hour time frame is because we want to be able to see off that higher time frame where the next zones are drawn out. So the zones always go up ahead of time. There's your profit target range. But let's just go. Let's just move these out of the way. I don't want these in here. But our stop loss range is the most important. Is really the most important for just understanding what these entries, in my opinion. And then, of course, the way that I pull my profit and set my stop loss and take profit is, of course, knowing where those next zones are ahead of time. But we didn't redo that right now. So hypothetically speaking, we've got our stop loss if our sales are here, and then let's see where our low take profit range is. That's in my opinion, still a lot to catch on gold. That's a nice scalp on gold. But look at how beautiful this ends up being. Huge. Huge. Another lower high, major lower high, right for 10. I think this is where a good example was going to come in, talking about 10 o'clock on gold. Because what did we have? After 6, we have a break of structure again and a wick range to go fill. So look what happened right for 10 o'clock. It's incredible. It's incredible the power of the higher time frame. When you apply the higher time frame at very pivotal points in the day, you let the price work for you. Price is going to do all the moving for you, and then you're going to get in when it's clean. You're going to get in when you understand where that market is going, right? It makes no sense to enter a market if you don't know where she's going. It just doesn't make sense. So with my trading plan, I'm basing all my trading hours around these 4-hour candles. 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., right? 10 p.m. My day's usually done by then. I don't trade London Open that much. But moving forward with gold, you can see the power that last Friday had. It was a very, very big drop. Very big drop. From even just 10 o'clock on. Huge. Huge. Let me go back to the comments and see if anybody has anything bad to say about me because I was being less focused today. Especially on UJ today. Let me see what you guys got. Especially on UJ today. I don't know what that's for. Sorry. How can I ask a question? You did answer a question. Can we also look at how to spot decent? Yes. I think I just went over that a little bit, but I will touch on that. The question is, can we also look at how to spot decent risk to reward? Do I type here? It's my yes. You do type there. Kyle, do you use wick exhaustion for entries? I do. That's a good question. Like on the 15-minute time frame, if we have like a lower high or something, I will do that. Yes. What time zone are you in? Figure out Los Angeles time. Can you explain what pairs you trade and why? I went over that a little bit. I can redo it. My biggest problem is entering positions late. Entering positions late really just depends on the time that you entered. Because if you know where the next zone is, that next zone can be 10 pips away. So how do you enter late if you still got 10 pips to go, if that makes sense? Yes, it's best to stay out of the market because it's a bank holiday. We have plenty of more days in the week. We don't need to trade. 5-minute fake fakes me out. Just stop. Yeah, stop looking at the 5-minute. Like, if the 5 minutes stressing you out, like just look at the 15-minute time frame. It's higher time frame. It's going to show you more confirm. Do you only enter on trades on major zones? No, I'll trade depending on how the 4-hour close, the rejection off of the zones. So kind of the thing is right, kind of is not right, if that makes sense. Oh, I got another thing. Thank you. You're welcome for answering the question. Let me go back to my chart now. I don't think anybody, does anybody have any like other questions? Did I lose some of you? I'm not getting any more, I don't think, from anyone. No. All right, let me go. So, moving forward, Let's look at Euro USD. Euro USD is another pair that I like to trade in the morning, right? Bank holiday. Let's look at Euro USD first thing in the morning, 5:30. Look at the gnarly drop that it had, 5:30. Everything just dropped. Boom, your pre-push is done. You're done. Like if I sold this, like I had plenty of opportunity to sell this. You know what my thinking was? I got in too late. It wasn't something that I like to see when I'm trading. Personally, didn't trade it. This morning was actually a really good morning for pre-push. Everything moved. Everything moved in the direction that it was saying that it was moving. That's for dang sure. That is for dang sure. Especially when we have, right, higher high, lower low, lower high. Here's 2-1 at 4 a.m. Lower low, lower low. 2-2 at 4 a.m. Since 4 a.m. right for 5:15, right for the 5:30. So a 2-2 confirm first thing in the morning. We're going down with the pre-push. You can see, look at right before the 6 a.m. Like right as 6 a.m. started, it did a 2-1 to 2-2 confirm the like change of trend immediately. This morning was tons of volatility. Tons of volatility. You guys can see that, obviously. So let's look at risk to reward. Understanding. So here's by 5:30. So my alarm's up at 5:30. Well, in 15 minutes, look at what ends up happening, right? Literally close like right on with the wick fill to go below the support. First thing in the morning, right before the candle even opened. Then what do we have? Same thing. Lower low. But what is this? Don't just look at anything as like, hey, this is like the lowest low, because it is, but understanding that you need to have these zones drawn up ahead of time, right? Probably would have been like this for me. Because it ends up going lower than it, like this. But my zone would have been like this, right here. Oops. Where is it? We've got in a huge zone. Sorry, guys. What do we have? Higher high, higher low. Right? Real nice. Lowest low, higher high, higher low for 2-1. Boom. We break resistance again. Resistance turns support. Price comes back. Retest. Launch. Right? Another higher high. More higher lows for 2-2 confirm. By right 8 o'clock again. Every single pair moved right at 8 o'clock again. There's your last institutional push for that euro, right? And then we just keep going right back up to the most recent huge resistance, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, boom, higher high, higher low, another higher high, higher low, higher high. You can see it just continued making higher highs and higher lows all morning, all morning. And then what did it do? We consolidated for 4 hours, literally. From here's 10 till 2. We just consolidated for 4 hours. Let's look at that 4-hour time frame and let's see what it's doing. What did it do? Oh, it's 2-1 confirm on EU. EU is going straight up. It's probably going straight up. We might have rejection and come down for more liquidity, but this is a really, really nice 2-1 confirm on Euro USD. For we are going here. Oh, I did it again. How did I do that? Did you guys see that? How I just zoom in like that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What? Oh, I do it with the okay. I think I may have figured it out. No, I didn't figure it out. Is it control? I keep hitting like a key and it's like zooming in all the way. Maybe that's not unbelievable. I gotta close this shop down again. I don't know what I'm doing. I look like such a clown. I'm not even kidding. We're looking at EU. Two one confirm. 4-hour time frame. Huge. Huge. 15-minute. What do we got? What do we got? No direct confirm yet, but on that 4-hour time frame, if we're 2-1 confirm, which is pretty dang confirm. This is our next area that we're going to go back to. We might come up here and we might create another consolidation range also, but I would say we're probably going straight up right now in this next time, just because of the way that this candle closed. But like I said, we might have another pull down because the structure still looks like we're pretty bearish. But if we look at the daily, the daily made nice doji here. Continuation of momentum, but potential launch up, right? Bullish push potential. I'd say we're going up still. That if I was looking at this and it was a time where it was like first thing in the morning, I would say, okay, we're probably going straight up for a 2-1 confirm. Or we don't have enough resistance. We just don't have enough liquidity yet before it wants to make its push, either bullish or bearish. But this looks like a pretty solid 2-1 to go up into a bullish push. Bank holiday. Charts have already moved really nice, but I would say we're still going up. That looks pretty solid for a 2-1 confirm on the 4-hour time frame for a bullish push. Let me go to the okay, so Kyle, is support and resistance drawing subjective? Because I draw them on round numbers. I'm not sure what that even means, honestly. Typing for everyone. Just being honest. What do you mean by 2-1 and 2-2 confirm? 2-1 and 2-2 confirm is trend. It's the way the market moves by making lower low, higher highs, and higher lows. If we're on like a major support or resistance, we reject, we fail to break that support or resistance, and we make a 2-1 to potentially move into the opposite direction. I'll go back over and explain that. Is that how many times you have a higher high and a higher low? Yes, basically. Can you write out the higher highs and higher lows for EU on the 4-hour, please? Yes. I think I just did that. I think I already did that, honestly, the EU on that. Let's go back and touch on the 2-2s and such. Let's go back and touch on 4-hour 2-2s. Like I said, I'm staying out of everything, but I would still say that it's going to be a push going bullish. Anyways, what do we got? We got, of course, bank holiday. So let's move it. It looks like the Mexican flag right here, huh? Or high, right? Another break of structure. I would still call this a lower low or the same lower low and another lower high. The reason being is that we finished bullish really small right here. We retest and failed, gaining some liquidity to launch down, right? Boom, 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 boom. Not pretty. This is, of course, not pretty, but if we were trading last Friday, look how last Friday ended us off. Look at what the 2 o'clock did from 2 till 6 a.m. Huge rejection, right? Huge rejection. So we're following the momentum first thing in the morning. What do we got? first thing in the morning, this is what's going through my mind. If I'm sell bias, EU, we are going down, sell bias. Let's look at what the 15-minute time frame did. Is this sell bias right here? 4. It was back here. Yeah. Right, here we go. So here's the 6 o'clock pull down. This is the right at 6 o'clock, the drop that it made. But if we're going sells, first thing in the morning for that 6 o'clock push, where's our stop loss? Our stop loss is going to be, let me move this down and then EU stop loss is going to be, for me, around this area if I'm going sell, right? Because it's 20 pips away, the stop loss was 22 pips away. I'm not really counting it as, hey, like, I guess it is. Like, I am going to lose 20 pips because when you're really confident with bias, we usually never go and hit that stop loss. On some pairs we do, but like I typically will never have like a 22 pip stop loss. I just won't personally if I'm scalping. But as you can see, this most recent resistance was here. So what time is this? 5:45. This is right before the candle. So it's almost irrelevant in this case because a stop loss possibly may have been here. If I traded it, I don't remember. Maybe even no stop loss would have been there for that early morning push because my profit would have been done. I go for 10 pips a position. So anything more, I just run stop loss and profit, right? Overall, it ends up going pretty significant, 60 pips. So if you leave a few runners, of course, and you have stop loss and your take profit, we even on the retest, so we dropped 20 something, right? We retest. So what are you like? Even, pretty much even, maybe like 2 pips, maybe 2 pips in drawdown compared to what does it go down? 60 pips each. That's a pretty significant risk to reward, especially knowing that the 4-hour time frame, for the most part, is going to set up for the rest of the day on that early morning push. That's why I began to love New York session because a lot of New York session is setting up for a scalp to swing. And those 4-hour candles will really set you up for a long, sometimes a long duration for between your support and your resistance. So looking at the risk to reward, let's look at where the 10 o'clock close or the 6 o'clock opening for the 10 o'clock. Right here, what do we leave us off? This is why my trading plan is so relaxed, because my trading plan is so relaxed. So if you when I trade and I'm looking for a break of structures, 2-2s, 2-1s, etc. on the 4-hour time frame, you have things like wick fills. Like look, Friday had a 4-hour wick fill, 10 o'clock. You can see it, 4-hour wick fill, 10 o'clock. Where was it going? Well, of course, you got to draw up the next areas. This would have been a really nice zone to place just because of the way that this candle was. You'd see it would have given a nice kind of range to go and tap. You can see it ends up going lower. So on the 4-hour time frame, it would be a little bit harder to get a good like zone drawn up. This could have been a really decent one, obviously, just by looking left even more. You can see price is touched, it's touched, it's touched. It's a really solid zone for price to come back to. And it literally came and just tapped that zone, right? So understanding the risk to reward. So if we're getting it on, even for just 10 o'clock, because we know 10 o'clock is probably going to have a push too. What did 10 o'clock do? We have more lower highs, lower lows, right? This is the support here. What do we have again? More lower highs. Lower high, lower low, more lower highs. Just continuation. Pretty much 2-2 confirm. for, trend change, right, for 10 o'clock, right, for the 10 o'clock. Literally, the 10 o'clock push happens, boom, by 10:30 or 10:45. Look how gnarly the drop is. So if we're pretty sell confirm with that 4 hour wick fill, where's our stop loss going to be? Probably around here, right? Around this recent resistance, right? Price, if we're really going down, price is probably never going to come close to that. But this is probably a good area that a stop loss might be. But then look at what the reward is. That was right for the 10 o'clock 4 hour wick fill. Zero drawdown. Right for 10 o'clock, literally zero drawdown. Stop loss, take profits, whatever. So BS when people say that Fridays aren't good days to trade. I'll trade Fridays. I'll trade Mondays. I'll even trade some Sundays. Just depends on how that 4 hour candles look. I typically don't trade Sunday, but you can definitely see the power of trading during that four. Like if you really are looking to make money in trading Forex, just follow the 4 hour and the daily momentum, honestly, and understand how the 15-minute time frame moves with lower highs, lower lows for depending on trend. And then of course, if you're trading with the EMAs, especially the 14 and the 50, you can see the distance between these EMAs is pretty damn significant that we're in a downtrend. So it's pretty sell bias just based off EMAs. I know a lot of people that will not trade without EMAs. And then what do we have here? The 14 EMAs acting as a dynamic resistance the whole time. Rejection, 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 right? Zone to zone. Minor to major, right? Minor to major here. This is a major zone down here, 100%. The 1 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame, all of them will show you it, right? Pretty significant zone. EMA distance. If you're using the 14 and the 50 EMA, but here's the power of, if I say I'm tired, I don't want to trade in the morning, I know that I've got plenty of opportunity and plenty of pairs. Like this morning, every pair pushed at 5:30, every single pair. I'm pretty sure if I look at any pair, it moved. Let's go to USD CAD. Let's look at 5:30 and let's see if it pushed right at 5:30. 15-minute time frame. Huge. Look at how big this was. Right at 5:30, that pre-push. Huge. 40 pips. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This was until the candle. I like to wait until the candle usually opens. But look what happened. Look at, even if you entered right when the candle opened, right at 6 o'clock. Look at the push, 24 pips in 45 minutes. How many more pips do you want than that? Look how much it ended up going if you would have ran stop loss and just take profit. It goes up 60 pips since first thing in the morning, right? We have a huge retest. Huge retest. Oh, was this the last one? No. Let me make sure this is the wrong time, isn't it? Yep. That was the previous one. I'm looking too far behind. Here's this morning right here. 5:15 by 5:30. Same thing. This one was actually really set up. This was incredible. This is an incredible just rally on that 14 EMA, just to have a gnarly push and then just a huge rejection. Huge rejection following the momentum. Let's look at another pair. Was it GBP NZD? I don't think I've ever looked at that pair. Or is it? It's gonna be so ugly. Oh my gosh. Look at these wicks. Just wicks everywhere. Let's look at where 5:30 was. Oh my gosh, look how ugly this 5:30 was. Huge wick fill though. After 5:15. Look how huge that was. One 15-minute candle, 25 pips. Unbelievable. That's unbelievable. This pair moves really ugly. Look how crazy this pair moves. That's why I don't trade any NZD pair. They're just all ugly. I don't even know if it's NZ. Is it USD? NZ? It must be NZD USD, huh? Let's look for 5:30. Here we go again. right for the 6 o'clock. Actually, it pushed before, but right at 5:30 again. Every single pair moved insane this morning. 15 pips. Even before, waiting a little bit longer, end up having another major zone. Every pair literally did the exact same thing this morning. It like dropped, hit a major zone, and like went the opposite direction. Like pretty much every single pair. If you would have just sold like every pair this morning, you probably would have made money. That's funny. Anyways, I don't want to get too off the topic. Let's look at what NZD USD is doing right now, just for fun. I would never trade this pair, but I'll probably a nice bullish. Oh, I don't know. That looks like another lower high to go down too. See, I don't like setups like this. I really don't like setups like this. This looks like it's a potential lower high to keep going, or it's just going to be a rally to keep retesting this wick range area. So this is a definitely, I don't know where price is going. I would not take this trade. I'd rather put a sell stop down here and a buy stop up here, right? If I were to do anything in situations like that, put sell stops, potential buy stops around this area here, and just watch it and see where it goes. We might have a huge pull up, a rejection, and then a continuation down, whatever. It'll do whatever it wants. Price does whatever it wants. But this is not a setup I would like to take. Looking like potential rejection to launch up to fill this wick range, but I don't like it. Let's see what the daily looks like. The day looks like we got to see, and when you get a different perspective, a different eye, this looks like we're going to have a wick fill going bearish, right? Just continuing the trend. We've hit this major resistance nice. This pair can potentially go down, come back up, make like, I don't know if this is high enough to be a head and shoulders, but not a good opportunity in my eyes to be able to trade. I mean, obviously it's a bank holiday, so I wouldn't be trading, but especially not this pair. But this looks like a continuation of a bearish push. Could be a higher low to keep going bullish though, but I would say this is a bearish push going. Maybe range to fill. This is a huge rejection. Could be bullish push. Anyways, my thought process is not even there on NZD USD because I don't really even trade this pair. What else do we have? GBP USD. Exact same thing. Boom. Exact same thing by 5:30. Every single pair just went so nice today. What do we have on GU? Same thing. The highest high. It's a lower high, but with this little movement going on here, now we have lower lows and lower highs, right? So somebody had asked about a wick exhaustion. If I see things like 2-1 or 2-2 confirm, and I have a bullish or a bearish, depending on if it's a lower high or a higher low, a wick exhaustion like this, especially just on like TradingView in particularly, that's a really good sign of just pure exhaustion. But then if you, of course, wait for a little bit more confirm, look how we confirm, a little bit of patience. And so let's say, oh, I wish I entered here, right? That was already 10 pips or so. But what's the problem with waiting a little bit longer and having more confirm? And we got the exact same thing plus 5 more, right? Look what it ends up going all the way. Practicing your patience a little bit. But the lower high, if I have a lower high and price does close with no wick like this, that is a huge indication for me, especially if you're higher time frame bias. So for higher time frame bias that we are going down, were we marking it out here or was it recent? Sorry, I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention to that, to be honest. No, this was today's not the 19th, is it? It's the 19th. Give me 1 second. The 4 hour just doesn't look clean for it as much because it was in the pre-push. This was all, the whole pre-push did all of this because then the next 4 hour did go completely bullish right afterwards. But with the pre-push, you can see we end up having the 2-1. What does price do? Bullish or bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. Now we have a wick fill. Huge potential. This is why I like the beginning. This is why I get up at 5:30 because sometimes there's that pre-push. Although today doesn't look like I, really traded any pre-push. Everything was moving crazy, and I was so confused on it. I just didn't trade anything. So I'm fine with what I did today. Everything's good. What do we do? Hit that major support again? Every single pair did the exact same thing, right? Literally. Everything was so identical today. Another higher high, higher low. I think you guys are seeing it by now. Higher high, we broke resistance. New higher high. New higher low. Right? New higher high. New higher low. Right? Just higher highs and higher lows. If we're just making higher highs and higher lows, we're probably going bullish, especially if it's on the 15-minute time frame. So if you look at the 5-minute time frame, we're going to have more every 3 candles like this is going to set up, because every 3 makes one 15-minute candle, right? So here's one 15-minute, here's one 15-minute. A little bit more noise, but there still is higher highs and higher lows in it. But just looking at the 15-minute time frame, the 15-minute time frame really helped me a lot with understanding 2-2 formation better. Because if you have like a 2-1 confirm on a 15-minute time frame, that's pretty significant. That's pretty dang significant. On the 5-minute, it'll just look longer. So you can see like this is what that 2-2 looked like, or the 2-1, but it's just like much longer because there's of course more candles involved. So if you're really struggling with entries, you can just wait for the 15-minute time frame and just drop the 5-minute for now and just focus more on the 15-minute, especially because if you have like those 15-minute engulfing candles, those are huge right here. Huge. Wick fill afterwards. This was on GU first thing in the morning, even before, like 27 pips. That's incredible. First thing in the morning, everything. Look, 50 pips afterwards. Huge push, bank holiday. We're not doing anything. That's what it's, look, it's just super consolidating. Super consolidating. Let me see if I have any more messages or if I lost anyone. I go on higher time frame and find 2 major zones on around numbers. Then I calculate the difference between them, and the number I obtain. Oh, that's a crazy. Let me take this card real quick, guys. Sorry. What's up, bud? Hey, I'm actually wrapping up a webinar, and then you're good, and then I'll call you right back. Yeah. All right, brother. I know you're good. Talk to you soon. All right. All right. No, I'm not Eastern. I got a question. Are you Eastern time zone? I'm not. But I put Eastern time because most people like pay attention to Eastern time more than my time frame. So my time frame is Los Angeles. NZUSD daily looks like a double top. Sorry, Caesar, I didn't look. I wasn't paying attention. I feel so rejuvenated when you host these webinars. Oh, thanks, bro. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's these. I love these comments, because I mean, right now I feel like I wasn't explaining good. I feel like I wrote wasn't wrong. Oh no, I didn't. It just made a space. Anyways, thanks so much, Alex. I really appreciate that, man. To just host these, like, I was listening to, I'm sure you guys know who Wicks Don't Lie is, Rakil, right? If you don't know who Wicks Don't Lie is, you need to go follow Wicks Don't Lie. That's Rakil. He's the man. Phenomenal trader. I learned from Wicks Don't Lie huge things, like primarily wick fills and the importance of certain times that you trade. But when it comes to like trading plan and stuff, definitely incorporating 4-hour wick fills came from Wicks Don't Lie. And he did a live video today on his Instagram, and it was really cool because what he was talking about before I left was, who introduced wick fills? Like, who introduced wick fills into your life? And I was like, Dang, freaking Rakil did. He freaking introduced that into my life, and he made me realize in what I felt to be a non-egotistical way that he helped me. That he helped me. I think it's okay as traders to get more reaffirmation when someone helps you. Like if it wasn't for Wicks Don't Lie, there's probably no way that I would be the kind of trader I am today. And it's primarily because of Wickfills. Wickfills. Like he was right when he was on Instagram Live and he said, "Who told you about that? Who told you about that?" And like you freaking told us about that. Like you did it, man. Like if you guys wanted to trade hour Wickfills, 4-hour Wickfills, daily Wickfills, only traded Wickfills, you would have the most successful trading plan. 100%. 100%. And if you incorporated it with trading around the 4-hour time frames, just the 1-hour time frames, like if you know that there's 4 1-hour candles, right? There's 4 1-hour candles in a 4-hour candle. So if you wait every hour, usually every hour by the next hour, you'll probably have confirm, right? So like this is a very good example. Like this is GU. So look at what GU ended up leaving us off with. Like look how strong this engulfing candle was. So by 5 o'clock, look at how strong the launch was, right? So of course I didn't trade this at all, but you can definitely see that if you're trading around very specific times in the day, what do we have? Huge engulfing. Then what? After 6 o'clock, look, by 7 o'clock. If you didn't have confirm by 7, look, by 8, a little bit of liquidity, but still launch, right? If you can base your trading around those hours following the momentum, right? Because this was pure momentum right here. This was pure momentum. If we go down to that 15-minute time frame again, let's look at where the risk to reward would be. So that was what, by 7? Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, 7. So from between 7 to 8, we made a nice pullback, right? So, oh, it was just here. That's all it was. That's nothing. And this little bit of pull, because by the 8 o'clock. Here's your, oh, this is why. It's your pullback is right here. So risk to reward. Let's say even by the next 1-hour candle, if you didn't wait for this pullback, right? Like you, stacking buys here. So you go into 7 pips drawdown, even more time to stack up. But where would your stop loss be? My stop loss would probably be down here, or at least by this wick range, because I'd look at this wick range and maybe even here. That's cutting it a little bit close. With spread, it may have hit. So I would have looked at like it down here. We've got what? Potential 17 pip stop loss, but keep in mind, if we are bull bias, are we going to hit it? Probably not. If we're really confident that we're bullish, because it's okay that we make a mistake, right? But what did it do? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And then if we would have waited, if you would have just waited for a candle to close, because you may have been shitting your pants when you're like, oh shoot, I'm in freaking 7, 8 pips of drawdown. Maybe you put high leverage, but you just didn't wait. So if you just didn't wait, you can owe yourself some drawdown. You owe yourself drawdown if you didn't wait to enter into a market. You owe yourself drawdown. So don't just close because you're pooping your pants. Give it some time. So then look. So potential stop, or the potential drawdown was what, 8 pips? But then what happens if it comes down here? So now your stop loss is 10 pips, but then you suffer 0 drawdown, just waiting for that candle to close with 33 pips. Risk to reward. If you're buy bias, look at that recent resistance or the support. If you're going up, look at where that support is. If you made a mistake, you just made a mistake. Or if they hit your stop loss, make your stop loss bigger. Too many times people are saying, hey, I'm just going to go 5 pip stop loss and I'm going to go 10 pip take profit every time. Well, what's the problem with that? The problem with that is if, number one, you didn't practice your patience and you didn't wait. And number two is you just don't have an effective trading plan. Or number three is you don't know where the actual stop loss positioning should be because you didn't give yourself time for price to move. Price could have came back here. It could have came back here and rejected again before it came back up. It could have tried to come and retest this, right? Come retest this zone area for supply and demand, just bouncing back and forth. So you got to keep in mind where those wick range areas are. But if you're buy bias and you're really just sticking to your buy bias, hey, we are going up, know where that recent resistance is, right? Know where the recent resistance is and support, sorry. Because if we're entering buys anywhere here off a 2-2 setup, look, higher high, higher low, higher high. This is 2-2. This is trend change, right? This is trend change. We have 2-2 confirm. This potentially could have already been it here, just because we failed to break. But this being a cleaner 2-1, this is a cleaner 2-1 for 2-2, right? Look how many pips, 18 pips trading in the beginning of the 1 hour time frame, right? Following that momentum. Because for those of you who have seen my trading plan, I'm going to do another quick little teaser thing, and then I'm going to go ahead and close this down and edit it and put it on YouTube for you guys. But if you know from my trading plan, right? Times to check. 6 a.m., 4 hour candle, 1 hour candle. Because this is for a very long time. This is all I traded. So I should literally add in there more 4 hour candles, but this is the way that it looks nicer, right? So we've got 6 a.m., 4 hour, and 1 hour candle. Check those 1 hour candles. If I do not know the direction, check back at 7 a.m. So just wait an hour. If I have no confirm, wait by 8. By 8, the direction should be identified by now. The direction should be identified, usually because depending on which pair, but because of the last push London session, right? Because it's going to want to get that last institutional push out. If you don't have confirm, wait by 9. If you just don't have confirm by then, just wait for the 10 o'clock candle. So for me, I woke up this morning. I was nervous. Everything was moving. I was tired. I wasn't fully awake. So I just stayed out. I went back to sleep. I woke up literally right when there was nice confirm at 8 o'clock. It was like perfect timing, right? So my trading plan is more relaxed because I've got the 10 o'clock, the 2 p.m., the 6 p.m., the 10 p.m. I've got like all these different 4 hour candles that usually throughout the day, there's just going to be fake outs anyways. So if I don't get up first thing in the morning, I know I got 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock has actually become kind of my favorite time now. The 4 hour candle at 10 is really nice. It's really nice. It's kind of developed and became my favorite, to be honest. Because usually in the 6 to 10 o'clock, maybe it sets up for the 10 o'clock. But anyways, yeah, Rakil said in his Instagram today, it was just really cool. Like, who did this? Who introduced it? Like, Rakil introduced it, right? And then I spent so many hours on the charts every single day that I started paying attention to the 4 hour time frames. And then I watched a video on YouTube and I learned about the 2-2s and then I incorporated my own 2-1 style into the 2-2s to see how I see it. Because you guys might see this in a different way. Like, you guys might be like, oh crap, like I'm just buying support because I'm a G or a wizard. And you're like, we're just going up, right? And then you're even better than we are. See, everybody is so different and unique. That's what makes trading awesome, is that everybody's different. So some people trade major zones. There's a guy that's in a couple of the group chats that I'm in. He always takes entries I would never do, and he's so good at it. He will always take entries off of the support or the resistance, and he posts his trades in the groups, and it's like how did you do that? Like, you're a wizard. He just buys and sells major supports. So he marks out those major 1 hour and 4 hour supports probably and resistances, and he enters off of those as counter trend trades. That's cool. What's wrong with that? Nothing if you're good at it, right? If you trade with all these EMAs and Bollinger Bands and stuff, yeah, I'm gonna have a hard time looking at this chart. It's gonna stress me out. But if you can do it, good for you. We just had this conversation in another group chat I was in today. Just somebody uses 6 EMAs and Bollinger Bands. The chart looks hideous, but it works out for him. So let him do it. Don't hate on it. So kind of wrapping up this, webinar, I'm here helping. It cost me $2,300 a year just to have GoToWebinar to be able to host these. That's money that comes out of my pocket just to be able to help teach. We care. Wix don't like cares. The Forex family people care. Uncle Ted cares. I have roots with them. I'm not a mentor under them, but my roots are very deep within the Forex family. So they're out there. They care. I'm going to send you guys another confirmation for a new set of webinars coming up, because next week is the last week. So probably by next week, I'm going to have a new webinar sign up. So you can just, if you want to continue coming on Mondays, just click on the link. It'll automatically register you in. Or I may just like do a blast email to everybody's email. But this is how I trade, guys. I trade at specific times. You guys saw like my trading plan. I've gone over my trading plan. The people that I personally mentor are under my trading plan. So if you've asked for me for my trading plan and I didn't send it, like, I'm sorry, just ask me again and I'll just email it to you right now. But just moving forward, like, I like to trade simple. I realize that trading simple helps. When I removed every EMA off my screen, I improved. When I learned about support and resistance and more supply and demand, I improved. When I learned about wick fills, I improved. And everything boiled down to, how can I take the easiest and most effective trade? That's what I want to know. How can I take the easiest and most effective trade? That's all I cared about. And it boiled down to 4-hour time frame momentum. And then if you really wanted to boil it down to 4-hour wick fills, and like, if you've got like, imagine this is a wick to go fill on the 4-hour, and we've got a 2-1 confirm right before that next 4-hour candle. Well, where the heck do you think it's going? We're going to freaking fill that dang wick, right? So learning how to apply these things is up to you. It's just up to you. You may never see the charts the way I see the charts, but I'm happy to keep sharing with you guys my thought process and what I did and the reason why I took my trades. Each time I take my trades and I upload them on Instagram, in any way that we can help, we enjoy helping. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and close this. Hopefully I have a version recorded so that I can upload it to YouTube. Anyways, let me go check the message boards real quick. I feel back to the rejuvenate. What time is it right now in your location? Right now it's 3:43. It's 3:43. So, anyways, guys, thanks for listening. I'm glad you can make it. Had a lot of fun explaining just the way that I trade. So, I'll see you guys soon.